Good evening, friends. We are on the very fag end of 2024. And it has been a little, if you look at the returns that has been made in the first half of 2024 versus the return that has been made into the second half of 2024, you'll realize that for Sensex and Nifty, the returns came only in the first half. It's almost 0% return that we saw in the second half of 2024. And that's why I keep saying that in equity market, returns are always non-linear. And of course, what has been happening in the market, where we are seeing a lot of choppiness in the market, doesn't look like that we are going to see a Santa rally this time, because there are concerns in the market, and rightly so. There is nothing wrong with that. And in fact, the market nature by nature market has to look at the concerns, and that's exactly what we are going to say. That I have a very brief presentation today because a lot of you people wrote to us saying that due to my presentation, which goes on for near half an hour, the question answer session remains a little limited, and hence we are not able to take up almost all the questions. So today I've decided I'll make my presentation very small and sweet so that we have more time for the question and answer. Before that, just a small disclaimer that this webinar is just to enhance your understanding about the equity market. Past performance is no indicator of future returns, and investment in securities market are subject to market risk. I want to tell you one thing which is becoming a little problematic for the investors, and I thought, let me harp on this. There's nothing to do with the market, it's something to do with the psychology. This is the news which came yesterday in Times of India, Bombay. 3 held for opening 70 fake accounts used to dupe 140 people in the share trading scam. Fund transferred by victims' accounts withdrawn immediately. Now, this is the news got published yesterday in Times of India, but this is not the only news that I keep reading. Every day when I read newspaper, this kind of stuff are happening. The last Thursday, someone asked me about in our PMS webinar that somebody is claiming that he can give you shares at 8 to 10% discount from the promoter's quota in a block deal and so on and so forth. My advice to all of you is that please control your greed. Yes, we all want to become rich. But in the process to become rich, I don't want you to turn into a poor. पैसा कम बनाओगे चलेगा, but control your greed. Because normally those who are getting victims of this kind of fraud, who basically in the anticipation of making quick money, they are losing money very big time. One of our PMS customers also lost about 6-7 crores in the process of making quick money by giving the money to someone he never met in his life, and yet given the money. And of course that money has now gone down the drain. So my request to all of you is that please deal with the proper registered guy. At least you have a recourse. Second thing, if someone says that I am registered with SEBI and this one, please cross verify. Sometimes some brokers or some people are camouflaging that they are basically broker. They're actually not even broker also. Call up company, call up, get the more detail, because it's your hard-earned money that is at the stake. And unfortunately, it's not that you will take a haircut of 10%, 20%. The haircut is 100% in this cases. This is complete fraud. So my request to all of you, beware of such scams. It's your hard-earned money. पैसा थोड़ा कम कमाओगे चलेगा, पर don't let your money, someone use you psychologically. We keep hearing about digital arrest. The same way, this is another way of arrest, the psychological arrest that they are doing it. And asking you to pay money, and you also give money in anticipation that you will make quick bucks. It's all gone down the drain. So I thought, let me do that. Today is a very important day. Why it is an important day? Because Fed is going to announce its decision whether it's going to do the rate cut or not. And right now, if you look at the sentiment in the market and the general consensus, it's certain, 100% certain that they are going to go ahead with the rate cut. But there is an uncertainty about the next rate cut. And we may need to wait for a longer period of time to see rate cut. But in the anticipation of rate cut and some uncertainty, something has happened in the US which has not happened since 1978. मतलब लास्ट 46 ईयर्स में जो कुछ नहीं हुआ है वो हुआ. और वो क्या हुआ? 9 days in a row Dow has declined. The last time it happened in 1978. So if you look at from 4th December till 17th December, and I don't know what is Dow today, let me see if I can see that. Okay, 9 days in a row Dow has fallen, which has not happened. Dow is not yet open, so I think we need to wait for some more time. It's happened, and that I think. So of course that has not been the case with S&P 500 or Nasdaq, but Dow has fallen. This is idea was to tell you that uncertainties are there in the market. We have seen that happening in the Indian market. We have seen that happening in the US market, and we need to be all very, very just one. Market by nature is a volatile, and it is a volatile. But if you don't invest in the right company at the right time, probability very high that gain can evaporate. We are moving in a period which is a little uncertain. Uncertain because we don't know Trump what is he going to do. Is he going to walk the talk? Is he going to put tariff? Is he going to ask people, those who are illegal immigrants, to go out of the leave the country? What he does, no one has an idea. And because of that, what could happen to inflation, what could happen to rate cut, what can happen to the earnings, because there is another proposal that the rate cut in the corporate may continue for a longer period of time. So there are many uncertainty. Market is not very sure what's going to happen. And due to that, we have seen Dow declining 9 days in a row. This is something which is the longest consecutive fall since 1978. Global market, well, as I told you, Nasdaq is up by 5%. So, okay, and DAX is up by 3%. Sensex is up by 0.4 and 0.3. And something which is not doing well is Spain, England, and Russia. Last 1 week, we have seen some heavy selling pressure in the small cap also. Small cap index is down by 2.09% one day. Nifty 1.8, Sensex 1.65, and mid cap 1.7. The realty index has done reasonably well purely because of overall realty did well. IT managed to close in the green, and so is the case with the pharma. But if you look at the PSU bank, down by 4.5%, CPS index down by 4.2%, and of course the metal, which is down by 4.36% purely because lack of clarity about the China stimulus. YTD almost about to come. Both Sensex and Nifty are able to manage double-digit growth returns, 10.99 and 11.35. But the star has been small cap 32% and mid cap 29, and of course realty is on the top of the table with 42, and the FMCG at the bottom of the table with 91. FPIs have turned buyers, 23,000 crore in December YTD, month to date, sorry, and overall inflow is 8,400 crore only. So whatever buying they did and whatever selling they did, till November it was negative, and due to 23,000 crore inflow, we are seeing at 8,500 crore. With this, let's open the floor for question answer so that we can take more questions today. Siva Lingeswar is saying, Namaste sir, I want your advice. Which is the product choice while considering the premium payment option from term insurance? Should I go with limited annual pay for 10-15 years, or should I go with annual pay for entire policy duration? I'm confused with the consideration of things like future value of money, inflation, adjusted opportunity cost of investment. Figures 10 years limited pay 74,000 per year, 34 annual pay 33,000 per year. Moderator, please don't avoid this question. So, sir, your question has not been avoided. If you ask me, don't go with the limited pay. I would rather go with the as long as the period is there, because pure term. And see, remember, there are, of course, different people give a different opinion. I don't know what is your age, sir. So I think that information you should have given me, helping me to understand. Term insurance is the best product to go for. That's for the life insurance. So that's the right choice you did. Second thing, you should insure yourself a term insurance as long as your working life is there. What is the job insurance supposed to do? Insurance supposed to do a job that when you are not around, your family financial independence should not go down. The standard of living should remain the same if something has to happen to you. Once you cross that threshold, why do you need a term insurance? Because your kids would have grown up, your things would have been dependent, you would have earned enough to sustain your post. So term insurance is basically a product. Insurance is a product that is very useful for your earnings life cycle. So if you are going to retire at 60, your term insurance should be only till 60. So I don't know what is your age, sir. So I'll not be able to make that comment. But do that if you think you are going to work till 65, because see, you will earn enough money. So term insurance is that in case something has to happen, which is sudden, your family standard of living should not get impacted. If you ask me, someone who is above 55, should that person should take term insurance? The answer is no. If someone who is 45, he should go for 15 years only. Post that is no meaning actually. Insurance is like term insurance is like a donation. I would look at it this way. कि आपने दे दिया भूल गए. Don't expect any return on that. Logically, you shouldn't, because the moment you expect returns, your IRR will come down. You expect this is a donation. Fortunately, you should pray to the God that nothing happens to you. That's why I said donation. And you pay for their working life till your earnings there. And post that, even if you don't have an insurance, is fine, because the objective has been served. The purpose has been served. And then it's basically you don't need an insurance. So, of course, some other experts will give you some different advice. This is what my advice would be. But next time when you ask a question about insurance, please put your age, so that really helps us to give a proper answer. Pratima ji saying, I'm a great admirer for Mojo One. I have a question regarding the current stock Nalco. It has been declining very fast. Kindly share your views. Also, the price mentioned in Mojo One for entry is never achievable. Is there a way to have a proper entry? Because when we enter, the price always increase by 1%. Kindly advise. Thanks a lot, ma'am. I'm happy that you are loving our Mojo One service, and we are very confident you will keep enjoying even in the future. As regards to the company, I will not be able to talk about company specific, because it could be a challenge for me from the regulation point of view, compliance point of view. But just to give a general answer, if the company goes up by 1%, it's fine, because Mojo One stocks is not meant for 1% returns. It is never meant for 5% returns also. Am I right? If it is 1% up, it's always go ahead and buy. There is nothing to be done. Sometimes the script goes up substantially. Maybe you can wait for some more time for price to come down, and then you can enter. That's what my advice would be. What is your view on banking sector? Srinath sir, I think banking as a sector should do reasonably well, purely because of private sector banks. Why? Because I do believe that interest rate will start softening. I do believe that credit cycle will revive. I do believe that credit deposit ratio, which has gone little out of the tune, will come back. So these are the reasons I believe that. And of course, within the private sector banking, you should also focus on those companies which have last 1 year have not focused too much on the unsecured loans. So one problem area right now which is emerging is the unsecured loans. Those we are doing secured loans, those we are doing good business in terms of protected with the proper collateral, I think they would do much better as compared to the people those who have focused, because last 1 year unsecured loans people did very well in terms of the expanding the loan book and so and so. I think they are going to face some problem, but otherwise overall I am bullish on banking sector. Frank is saying Indian equities are overowned, overvalued, or overhyped to a degree never seen before. As with all bubbles, it is hard to know when this one will deflate or what will trigger its decline. What is your view on this? Sir, I beg to differ with your observation or your opinion, whatever way we call it. Overowned by whom? If you look at the RBI data, in the total household savings, only 5% is equity. So I don't think it's overowned. I wouldn't like to agree with that statement. Overvalued to some pockets, yes, there are overvalued. But Indian markets should command a better valuations compared to other markets. Why? Purely because of higher return on equity, higher standard of corporate governance. We have one of the best regulators in the world. Diversity of the sectors and so on and so forth. Why should we not command? And number 3, overhype. Why do we say so, sir? I don't think it's an overhype. In which context we are saying? So I think I don't agree with your point of view. I again repeat, equity as an assets class in a block of 3 years will make a lot of money for the investors. That's what I personally believe, and that's what's going to happen. So if I have to again come in front of you in December 2027, we would have seen much better indices level as compared to the level that we are seeing. Yes, there could be a short-term challenges, but you never invest in the market with 3 months and 6 months time horizon. Suhas is saying, my question is, when common investors try to time the market, experts give warning, but now what FIs are doing the same with our market. Is it not that they are timing the markets rather than focusing fundamental long story of India? Suhas Raj Delkar. No one should time the market. And I don't know whether you are saying, why you are saying FPI is trying to time the market. I have no idea why you are saying so. But what I observed, you look at in March 2020, when the market fell, FIs was the largest seller in the market. And we all know in hindsight, that was the wrong time to get out of the market, because that market moved up very substantially high. Even if you look at 2024, FIs were completely confused. 2 months in a row, they would pump in a lot of money. And again, immediately after that 2 months, they will take out huge amount of money. And due to that, you see that net gain. So Indian market did reasonably well in 2024. But their inflow is marginal. Hardly anything. It's just like a peanuts actually. Looking at the size of the market we have, the total market cap that we have. So I think I agree with you. They should focus on the fundamental long-term story. But sir, they also have we as an Indian we look at only India as a market. FPI scan other markets also at the same time. And sometimes they feel the other markets can give them better returns. So they go there, they burn their fingers, and in fact, you ask me, in 2024, retail investors would have made more money as compared to FI. And that's very surprising to me actually. Why it is surprising? Because they have all the data of the world with them. And yet, they have not been able to use that information to their advantage. But I don't know why you are saying they're timing the market. I don't think they're timing the market. I think their views on the market may be a little different than what your views are. And that could be the reason. But overall, FPI have really not made money in 2024, which otherwise they should have made money. Anjali is saying, you said you are shortening your presentation today. Instead, why don't you allot enough time to question answer session as well as your presentation? See, Anjali ji, what we have observed, and many times we have taken feedback from the customers, we have been informed that webinar should not extend more than 1 hour. Now I have 1 hour with me. How much I spend time on presentation, how much I take question answer. It's only today I have shortened my presentation so that we can accommodate more question and answer. And based on the need and based on the demand, we will keep increasing presentation or the question answer session. But remember, more than 1 hour become too much for the investor also, because they also have to go for dinner. Sometimes the family gets disturbed because you are in front of your laptop, your mobile, or whatever way you are consuming this webinar. Family said, you don't spend time with us after coming back from office. You should spend that time also. So I think I should also be a little considerate in that sense also. And beyond 1 hour, the attention level also goes down. That's what we have observed, Anjali ji. But if many people say that we are fine with 1.5 hours also, I have no problem. We can do that. But I think the most of the people are not of that opinion. In case if you think that we should have 1.5 hour webinar, please mention so in the chat box, and we'll see how many people want to do that, and we will do that also. Atul is saying how to calculate absolute return of a portfolio. The portfolio is 3 lakhs, current values 3,84,333. Okay, 333. It's very simple. The value minus the investment value divided by the investment value. So in your case, 3,84,333 minus 3 lakhs divided by 3 lakhs. So which will give you 84,333 on the numerator, 3 lakhs in the denominator. And then multiply by 100. That will give you the percentage. Nisit is saying, when should I rebalance the model portfolio to optimize return? Our risk appetite is high. Why do you want to rebalance? Just follow advice as we have given. Whenever we ask you to get out, we get out. Whenever we ask you to move in. If you wish to put money, please put in money. Best time to put money is when you have the money. So do that. Don't try to time the market. I mean, has people returned that they are fine with 1.5 hours?
Only 2 has returned.
Okay, only 2 people. So Anjali ji, only 2 people are fine with 1.5 hours, and maybe you only, I think. वो है अंजलि जी ने लिखा है?
No, sir.
Okay. With Jacob Jones will take a question. Move forward. With GDP growth slowdown, trade deficit number looking not so great. Consumption, which is 60% economy, really bad shape. How long will government capex done alone carry the economic momentum and consequent market forward? Long term will be fine, but how about medium to term, when term can increase uncertainty to global economy as well? So I think your observation is right, Jacob sir, and I think I've stated something very similar in one of my recent webinars. Government has to do, but right now government doesn't, see, there is no other choice but the government has to do the heavy lifting also. Let's be very practical also. No promoters will set up a new plant if there is an uncertain requirement, because ultimately he is also responsible to the shareholders. So you are right. And in fact, one reason why deficit has gone up because of gold demand, gold import has gone up substantially. The reason why gold import has gone up because government reduced the import duty on gold. That's one. So what was not getting reported through the official channel, now is getting reported through the official channel, number one. Number two, huge marriage season. Number three, gold as an asset has done well, and people have a tendency, what has done well, people want to buy more of that. So that's another reason why we are seeing the gold import going up, that putting pressure on the trade deficit. So we don't expect great numbers even for the Q3 of India Inc. But I think we are very hopeful that Jan to March 2025 should do well. Government will come out with some stimulus package in the budget, which is almost 40-45 days away from now. And we expect that RBI would also decide to do the rate cut, which will help economy to find its growth pattern again. So short term, and of course Trump, you're right, we don't know what Trump is going to do. So again, Trump is almost a month away from assuming not sorry, 1 month, in fact almost 2 months actually, from no, we're in December, sorry, 1 month only. So 1 month away from assuming the charge. We'll need to wait and watch. I think we have to. So I think next 1.5 months looks a little uncertain. What would Trump would do? What budget will have? Should we expect RBI? I think one factor that is also bothering the world market is food inflation, and that's one we'll also get more clarity about what's happening on the food. Like today, like we did one data analysis with our PMS customer, okay, how some of the commodity prices have gone up substantially, whether it's a cocoa, whether it's a tea, coffee, whether it's an palm oil, whether it's a milk, everything has gone up substantially, and I think that is also putting some amount of pressure on the consumption basket. A lot of FMCG companies have hiked the price. So I don't know, Jacob sir, if you go to the store, probability is very high that you would pay higher price for soap, shampoo, hair oil, edible oil, tea, coffee, and so on and so forth, unless your shopkeeper has your old stock, then you will be better off. But do expect all FMCG products prices have gone up, and it can further go up purely because the food inflation remaining little elevated level. Mohammad Ali sir is saying which sector is trending. I think one sector which is giving a lot of promise is pharma. And if you look at today, the data came out of IPM also, they have shown volume growth also. So all these months they've been showing only pricing growth, but they're also showing some volume growth. So I think that sector seems to be holding it very well. And they also have a play on the global side also, and they have a play on the domestic side also. So it's a very good story. So I think that's the sector which is trending right now, Mohammad Ali sir. Dr. Sarang, in the current market scenario, do you think retailers should avoid short-term swing trading bets and preserve the capital for a crash or increase their SIP amount rather than putting in stocks? So Dr. Sarang sir, whether today, whether 3 months down the line, whether 6 months down the line, whether 1 year down the line, swing trading is 100% avoidable. Please do not put a single rupee in a swing trading. It is injurious to your wealth. Hence my request would be, please stop doing swing trading. वो मजा बहुत आता है, पर जब पैसा लेके आता है बहुत कुछ लेके जाता है. Now, we believe that market looks, Indian equity should do extremely well. Like I was saying, someone, if I have to come in front of in December 2027, we would be at a much higher level as compared to what we are at. Short-term challenges will always be there, and that's the nature of the market. So don't try to time the market. Is market going to crash? The answer is no. So if you are waiting for the market to crash, I don't think that's going to happen. And the reason why, I'll tell you. The reason why market is not going to crash because of strong liquidity flow. Every month, 25,000 crore of new SIP amount is coming to the mutual fund group. UN may pay insurance premium every month or every year. That money is going to the equity market. Then we also invest directly as you are doing. Forget about mutual fund. You also invest on your own. That fund flow is very, very strong. And my sense is that FPI, which has a very muted inflow in 2024, they will also put good amount of money in 2025. And almost 2 lakh crore is waiting with the mutual fund industry, waiting for market to correct, not the crash. which if they see the right valuation, they will come and put that money. That will also give support to the market. So I am ruling out crash in the market unless some black swan event happens. That's the only reason market can crash. Otherwise, I don't see any reason for market to crash. So don't wait for the market to crash. Otherwise, your wait will become indefinite. I hope that answers your question, Dr. Sarang. And if you're too much confused, we do have a PMS as a product. You can use that as a product to not only preserve your capital, but multiply your capital. Venkateswara sir says, sir, at the end of the 31st December 2000, Sensex will increase by 12% from now. Sir, you put a question mark, but the way you have drafted the sentence looks like you are making a statement. I don't know whether Sensex will give 10%. If you are asking me, I don't have that visibility of 12% gain in 2025. If you are making a statement, we will wait and watch. Abhishek, thanks for the IPO section. Can it be updated on the first day of the IPO opening? Yes, we do update on the first day of the this one, or 1 day before or the first day. So if you are saying that it has not been updated in some cases, please do let me know. I'll take up with my team. Venu is saying PMS charges, please. So, sir, we have different fee structure depending on risk appetite of each investors and comfort level. We have fixed fee, we have fixed plus variable fee also. So, whatever that suits you. What I'll do, sir, I'll ask someone to reach out to you and share more details on the PMS charges. Please मुझे email कर देना सर का, WhatsApp कर लेना. Anjali, 60 to 75 minutes are good enough for webinars, but we expect your wisdom to reach us your own data analysis. Many questions as insurance, rate cuts, and foreign markets update do not carry interest rest of the attendees to the webinar. We expect more in-depth of own Indian stock market. Anjali ma'am, what you believe may not be worthwhile, for others it may be worthwhile, isn't it? I don't think we should basically come to conclusion based on that. People come to webinar to solve many problems that they may have a confusion and they need clarity. They come and ask us. It is our job to give them that clarity and this one. When someone asks insurance, I assume that other people may also very similar kind of a query. The only thing they have not asked, and by someone asking the question, in turn they also get the clarity. Someone asked about the foreign markets. It's not only the people, those who are living abroad are asking. The many investors, Indian investors also want to diversify into the foreign markets. And hence they ask questions on that. It's a fair, I think, to do that. So I would suggest that, and see, don't try to jump to conclusion that this is the first time I made presentation only for 10-15 minutes. I'll keep doing every time. Sometimes change is also needed, am I right, ma'am? So that's what I did. In fact, many times, if you don't believe, but I've extended webinar for 80-85 minutes also, so that we can account more number of questions. On your point taken, we will try to do more data analysis on the Indian equity market, so more investors get benefit of that. Point taken, ma'am. Pramod sir is saying, what is your view on new age company like Zomato, Ola, etc.? I will not talk company specific, but I'll give you my broader perspective. Not all companies in the new tech or new age are going to survive. Because the beauty with the new age is that someone will come with the better technology, better insights about the consumer behavior, and going to launch the product. And hence, and who is the sufferer? The sufferer is the incumbent, because who would have spent lots of money to develop the market, and someone else will come, use that insights, of someone who has spent lakhs of crores of rupees and will take away the market share. We all know in two-wheeler, in the EV space, who was the market leader and now who is emerging as a market leader. So in a technology business, that will always happen. Just to give a classical example, Intel was known for the chips. Look at the price of Intel in last 10 years. Look at Nvidia. What happened in last 2 years? So the new age the beauty is this, that someone will come with, so are they buy and hold companies? New age answer is no. You have to be nimble footed. Some smart guy will come, disrupt the industry, and then creates a problem for the incumbent players. And that's what has happened in two-wheelers, EV two-wheelers. This can happen in, I'll give you a classical example. Where I was and I saw, I was traveling somewhere, some city, I'm not able to recollect which city. And there is a new app which has come up. I'm just trying to see. This is, I'm competing with likes of Ola and Uber, Rapido. Now, I've seen this Rapido, and of course now it's available in Bombay also, of Rapido, sorry. Many times I see the price of Rapido is much better as compared to what Ola and Uber gives. Normally I don't use in Bombay because I have a car and driver, but sometimes in case of, I have to use this service, I find Rapido. Now what happens to the incumbent players? They will be at a loss. Like someone was asking me the other day that quick commerce, Amazon is coming, Flipkart has started, who knows, Reliance can come in also, and so on and so forth. I don't know if Reliance has started or not. I don't use it. So what happens to the incumbent? They'll be the loser because they are spending so much money, they've incurred so much loss. And high competition is good for the customers, not for the players. And then in the churn, the one who has a deep pockets will be able to survive. Others will be out of the business. We have seen that happening in telecom sector. Jio came with that zero pricing offer, and today we only have 4 players, 3 in the private and 4th in the public sector. So my sense is that new age companies are not buy and hold. You need to remain nimble footed. I'm not referring to any particular company in this, but remember new technology, and because of AI, a lot of things are going to happen. You try to understand. A lot of people believe that AI would be slow in terms of adoption. It will be very quick in adoption. And it's going to disrupt industry so badly that one cannot imagine. More I read about AI, more I get convinced the future is AI. And that's going to disrupt the business models very drastically. Sridhar is saying, I'm happy that we are in the subscribe Mojo in hands of you and Mohit ji. My sense is that your team can recommend strong IPO. Thanks. We do recommend IPO, sir. You go to IPO section on our website where we clearly mention should you subscribe, should you not subscribe, and so on and so forth. So we strongly recommend IPO, which are the IPO you need to subscribe for. Please go ahead and look at it. Like someone said that, we are not putting IPO unless on the day of opening. It is news to me. My understanding was we are putting it. In case we have missed that, please do point it out to us and we'll get it corrected also. Nanda Kumar sir saying, when are you doing 2025 outlook? I'll be doing it first week of Jan, most probably. So I'll let you know, Nanda Kumar sir. Shoaib Hussain, any special reason for FI selling last 3 sessions? I don't know, sir. Why they are selling? Why? See, they've been selling in the month of October. They've been selling in the month of November also. Last 3 days they are selling, but yet they are positive in the month to date. What could the specific reason? I have no answer, sir, to be very honest with you. And I don't try to analyze data so myopic manner, in a short term, because there could be various reasons for them to do that. And one should never spend so much time and energy on trying to happening in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Look at the medium to long term picture. And if that looks beautiful, how does it matter what FPI is buying or selling? And you should never make your investment decision based on what FPI buying or selling. Never ever do that. Because I give an example of March 2020, one of the highest sales before post that. Before March 2020, the 1 month, if my memory serves me, they sold 63,000 crore only in the March 2020. Had you followed them, you would have also sold. The rest is history. Shivalinga says, oh, my age is 29, I am looking for cover till 60. Back then, Mohit sir conducted webinar on insurance. I am going to accordingly and considering the 60 cover for Dow. But I got stuck between limited period and annual period. I would prefer go till 60. That's what my advice would be. So you go for every year premium, and that's how you should look at it. Yes, I say I have invested 30% of my surplus case as your advice in keeping 70% bank account due to uncertainty in the market. What strategy should I make it to invest rest of my corpus? Sir, just help me understand where did I suggested that you please only put 30% of surplus case and 70% bank FD? हमें जाने ऐसा कुछ कोई बोला था क्या वेबिनार में? Can you recollect? Sir, I don't think I mentioned that. And please send me the link if I made a statement like this. I've said it time and again. Best time to invest when you have the money. I did mention 2 things. Number 1, I said, if you're a little uncertain about what's going to happen to the market, please put 50% now and 50% after 2 months. But then it has to happen that 50% after 2 months, irrespective of what the market sentiment is. That I would have said. But I would have never said, please put 30% now and 70% bank. I would have never made this statement. So I think you're getting confused with some other experts who might have best have made similar comments. So would it be nice if you could sometimes host the program in Hindi also? मैं करने के लिए तैयार हूँ सर आपके लिए. हमने पहले भी किया था हिंदी में. जो नंबर ऑफ अटेंडीज होते हैं वेबिनार को अटेंड करने के लिए, वो बहुत गिने चुने होते हैं. अब जब गिने चुने होते हैं तो ना मुझे मजा आएगा ना आपको मजा आएगा. थोड़े डिसेंट नंबर तो होने चाहिए, पर हमें वो मिलता नहीं रिस्पॉन्स हिंदी में हमको. और बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि जब आप हिंदी लाइक आई एम ए गुजराती मेनी गुजराती इन्वेस्टर्स ऑल्सो, वो हमें बताते रहते हैं कि सर आप इंग्लिश में बता तो हमको मोटा मोटा पता चल जाता है कि आप क्या कहना चाहते हो, तो हमारा काम बन जाता है उसमें. लेकिन आपको लगता है कि हमको हिंदी में करना चाहिए तो सर 100 आदमी को लेके आइए. मैं ज़्यादा भी नहीं मांगता, आपको 100 आदमी को लेके आइए. मैं हिंदी में करने के लिए तैयार हूँ आपके साथ. PK said, Namaskar, government SEBI is making a way for AI, that is algorithm, that for AMC coming up with AI mutual fund, your opinion views. Quant is one AMC using algorithm, your views. So I must tell you, sir, AI is the future. Today the amount, and of course, algo trading will also be open for the investor, retail investors also now. Why am I saying AI is the future? Because AI removes the human emotions. And biggest culprit in the wealth creation is the human emotions. Either we get too much possessive about that company, or we get too much fearful and we want to get out of the market and so on and so forth. So today, AI-based mutual fund would be accounting for 1% of the AMC. I'm just giving an AUM. I don't have the numbers, but I'm giving an example. I would not be surprised in next 5 years that becomes 30-40%. Because people have started realizing okay, what kind of damage human emotions can do to the portfolio returns. And I tell you, in our PMS, we remove the human emotions. In the month of September, we outperform. In the month of October, when the market was volatile, we outperform. In the month of November, we outperformed when the market was volatile. And month to date in December also, we are outperforming. So I think people will see the merit of that. And more investors are going to put for the AI. And AI, the beauty is that AI is so powerful that it keeps learning itself. So mistakes will get corrected. It keeps on becoming better and better. And eventually the investors make more money. Rajan, what is your comment on current corruption charges on government of PSU official of HAL, Indian Railway, IOC published in Pioneer newspaper? Sir, I have not read the newspaper, so I have not read this article. Assume what we are saying is right and there is a corruption. Does it change the India's fundamental story? The answer is no. Corruption would be there in public sector, corruption would be there in private sector. Corruption would be there in other parts of the world also. So, I think the question that you wanted to ask me is that due to that, does it change the view on the Indian economy, on the Indian equity market, or the company that got involved because of this, the employee from that company? The answer is no. Corruption है, पकड़ा गया, निकल जाएगा. But the fundamental story remains intact. So don't give too much weightage to that kind of a news. See, my worry is that we have all become little sensitive to this kind of a news. We have started looking too much short term in our nature. We have become too reactive in our approach. And I think that becomes a problematic. We don't have to react to every negative news. First, we need to understand what kind of an impact this news can have on the economy, on the sector, or on the company. If it is not a very big impact, why to bother ignore? Am I right? News flow will keep coming in. So that's why it's very critical to understand what news that you should be using. See, there's a lot of noise in the market. The guy who makes money or the girl who makes money in the market is one who knows how to filter news. What is a news which is investment action oriented? What is a news is a good to have knowledge. But uska action kuch nahi lena. So that's how we should look at it. Sorry, because I'm having a little cold because of change in the weather. Bridge sir is saying, if your stock appears in the current place of Mojo stock, but is substantially down from the recommended price, do you think it's an opportunity to acquire the Mojo stock at bargain price? If it is a Mojo stock and the score is above 70, yes. Answer is definitely yes. Vangaria sir is saying, why private expenditure is not on the expected line? And similarly, the government expenditure is not as per the budget estimates and 3 months only left this financial year. How would you see this? I think you are talking about private Capex, not the expenditure. That's what my sense. And the same way you are saying government Capex and... Sorry. The one reason why private Capex is not as robust is that first thing, there was an uncertainty who is going to form the government. Then there was a demand slowdown that started happening in the economy. Now, no private players is going to put up a plant unless that person is very sure of higher IRR or return on equity on the project that is going to put it. So then people go into wait and watch mode. Let the economy show some strength and then I'll put up my Capex. number one. And on government, I think Capex came down purely because of election year. Project award of project got stalled. Government form, but the babus that were there, their portfolio got changed. That resulted into a delay, and I do believe that 11 lakh crore which has been budgeted in the budget last year is not going to get spent in this year. So maybe we will be lucky if if we're able to spend 90-95% of that. But some of the ministry has been given instruction to please start spending so that the gap between what we're supposed to spend and what we spend get reduced. And that's one reason I believe that Jan to March quarter could be good as compared to not so great numbers from Q3. Because the government capex will start, and of course, I don't expect private capex to come so soon. I think they would look at what's happening globally, they will look at what's happening locally, and they will decide how much capex they need to do. Because sometimes the people do put capex, and then they put on hold that capex for waiting for the clarity to come. Sam Singh, sir, your consistent guidance help us keeping our investment on right track and keep us psychology in a good shape in such a volatile time. Thank you very much. We all love you. Thanks a lot, Sam Singh. So whatever I'm doing, I'm not doing any favor to all of you, any one of you. I'm doing my duty. It's my duty to come in front of you and give very honest advice. My advice could be wrong also, because sometimes not all advice goes right, am I right? But our sincerity is there. Okay, whatever we believe, we come in front of you and tell you. Thanks a lot for appreciating this. Derek Kabik is saying, what is your yearly average returns on PMS? So what happens, we started, Derek sir, our PMS in July 2023. We started onboarding customers at various point of time. So many of our customers not even completed 1 year in our journey. What we will do, sir, we will send you the data. We'll send you data, what we did, how we did, and we'll give you month-wise returns also. We have two strategies right now, Soul and Power, and I'll give you strategy for both. That will help you to understand what we did. We are in the month of December, so we just completed 1.5 years. So average yearly return would be little, this logically applies someone who's completed 3 or 5 years. But nonetheless, we'll share the data with you, sir. Raj sir is saying, one on the one side we see markets falling, but at the same time people are pouring huge liquidity in IPOs. What difference do we draw from this? Very simple. People are putting money where they think they can make money. In IPO, because the IPOs are listing at premium, they see that's an opportunity there. So they are putting more money. It's simple equation, nothing wrong with that. So what do we inference? Money will always chase where they see the returns. You will also apply the same logic, am I right, sir? So that's exactly what is happening there. IPO is making money, so they are putting in. The day IPO start listing at discount, that flow will come down. Why don't we have ETF that can be added to a Mojo portfolio? So Sanjay sir, ETF is a function of your view on that particular index, am I right? Now, ETF could be of gold, ETF could be of Nifty 50, ETF could be of small cap, and so on and so forth. In a Mojo portfolio, we don't have any view because we don't analyze those, we don't analyze gold. How do we basically put ETF in our portfolio? We don't have a score on gold, am I right? We don't have a score on the index also. We don't have a view on Nifty 50, am I right? हमारे पास कोई स्कोर नहीं है निफ्टी 50 का. निफ्टी 50 कंपनीज का स्कोर हमारे पास स्कोर है, पर निफ्टी 50 एज एन इंडेक्स का तो कोई स्कोर है नहीं. एन ETF is always on the index. So how do we add this to the portfolio? We will not be able to do that, am I right? So our portfolio construct is a function of a score. If you don't have a score on that index, how can we recommend as a buy in the portfolio? Popat Bhai asking why markets do not cover micro cap stock of 10 top stocks or aggressive portfolio. They have seen so many multi-bagger stock for micro cap. Please put your suggestion. Sir, we do have a score on the micro cap also. They may not be forming a part of the portfolio because we believe, number one, our impact is little larger. Because when we recommend a stock in a portfolio, that recommends you giving thousands of investors. And micro cap by nature is a very limited market cap. With most of the stakes are with promoter group. So liquidity is very low. The moment we recommend that company in a portfolio, the impact cost is high, both on the buy side and both also on the sell side. Am I right? Now that creates a problem. Some of these multi-bagger which we are talking about micro cap could be also be a function of the some operators driving up the price. Should we help that operator to make entry and exit at the cost of you? The answer is no. So we said we will give you a score of the company, of the micro cap. But if you wish to buy, you can buy in your personal portfolio based on the score. But we will never put a portfolio. Why? Because it becomes a little risky for us to do that. And sometimes, what is the corporate governance standard on micro cap? Because they are not well researched and so on and so forth. We don't know whether numbers are cooked or not, also not. We said we don't want to take a chance at the portfolio level. If someone likes the particular company, you go ahead and buy based on our score. Sorry. Sagar, Namaste, Guruji, Namaste. I have made mistake before coming into equity market and I have done that traditional insurance policy where you have to pay fixed amount for 5 years and after 10 years you get every month fixed amount till next 30 years. But the returns are very less. So I need your advice whether to surrender the policy and take surrender amount which is 50% only what I have paid and I put 50% equity or stop paying future premium and make policy reduce paid off and whatever amount I will get after 10 years monthly same. So sir, I think I got your question. Sagar sir, I need some data from you before I can give you that. Because what is an IRR that's going to, if you put right now, the 50% amount is what amount? If you don't do that, so we need to put that in an Excel sheet to understand what is the cost of not doing that. Because whatever has been paid is a sunk cost. Am I right? So what we are going to put afterwards, henceforth, what is this and against which, what amount? I think we need some data. Sagar sir, if you don't mind, you just write to us with giving all the details and then I'll look at it and I'll try our level best to give you the right answer. I think we need some more data points there, sir. Hanmant sir is saying, what is the minimum? Sir, 50 lakhs is the minimum value, sir. You don't need more than that. And this 50 lakhs is also SEBI mandated guidelines. If we cannot onboard any customer less than 50 lakhs customer. So if you have a 50 lakhs customer, we'll be happy to onboard you, sir. Kamal sir is saying, please keep it in English. Okay, sir. हम लोग ट्राई करेंगे इंग्लिश में बात करने की. Thanks a lot. Gunjan is saying, where to apply for unlisted shares? You don't have to apply. There is nothing called unlisted. में कोई application नहीं होती, madam. There are some private players who will come and ask you to buy some unlisted shares. My advice would be as follows. Please buy only and only if you understand that company well. There are many companies which are available in unlisted space may not go public also. And that can become a dead investment for you because there is no market liquidity for you. आप बेचोगे किसको फिर? And many times this unlisted space is very inefficient in terms of price discovery. You ask 5 people of the same company and 5 people will give a different price. That means there is no market discovery. Everyone. And my request would be, when the secondary market is giving you good returns, when IPO market is giving good returns, why do you want to go for unlisted? प्लीज़ डोंट डू दैट. आपको लिक्विडिटी नहीं है, आपको प्राइस डिस्कवरी नहीं है, आप कहीं फंस सकते हो गुंजन जी. माई एडवाइस वुड बी आई डोंट इन्वेस्ट अ सिंगल रुपी इन अनलिस्टेड. Because I have an opportunity available. I can understand there is no opportunity. And because of lack of opportunity, you are going into unlisted. Jab opportunity, why to go? So Amir tells me there are no more questions on time up. Or तीन ले लो ना. The very fact that today we present all last three questions, okay, in the interest of the time. Sagar Somu, my wife is having some gold jewelry which she is not using. It has been lying in the bank locker and I am paying annual rent too. What is the best option available to convert jewelry into digital gold? So, see, jewelry is more of a sentiment value, to be very honest with you, Sagar sir. And since it's your wife, you should first consult your wife. नहीं तो घर में झगड़ा हो जाएगा आपके. Many times the wife get little emotionally attached to the jewelry. So if she is not going to use in her lifetime that jewelry, please sell that jewelry and buy the gold ETF. Very simple. But it should not come at the peace of mind. तो तुम्हारी वाइफ तुम्हारा जीना हराम कर देगी इसके लिए. तो ask your wife, because sometimes jewelry must have been given by her parents or by her brother or sister. Now that carries sentimental value. भले वो लोकर में पड़ा है, भले पड़े रहने दो. Don't sell that if there's sentimental value. If it's not going to wear it, she is fine selling it. Convert that jewelry into a ETF. Simple. Lavi Garg saying, good evening. Currently my portfolio is 46.42% cash. Or isn't it would be good time to invest maximum amount in such downside market so that we can yield more what's going upside? Your thoughts? Definitely yes. Are you saying your model portfolio is in cash 46.42%? If that is so, please write to us. We'll see why it is in 46. I don't think it's there. In your personal portfolio that much so much, please start using our Mojo score to invest in. Last question, please. Rahul Kumar, might be the market will started discounting markets Mojo view, which used to be against the tide and prediction proved to be turning right most of the times. I believe when you are pessimistic from the TEFA to the markets have outperformed. And now when you are turning bullish, I doubt if the market is going to go down. Your views, I have deep respect for you, but observe this phenomena. So, see Rahul ji, I don't think I always said that one should never ever try to time the market. Number one. Number two, we always said that never have too much short-term view. Because what happened in the short run may not happen repeat in the long run, medium to long run, and vice versa. We always advise you to put money 100% in the equity market. But we have cautioned you which company to go for, which sector to go for. Because my 100% money is invested in equity market. It was that was the case in Feb 2024 also, and that is the case in as of today also. But I kept saying time and again, your stock selection calls for a high scrutiny. Why? Because when you are at the when some of the medium, especially medium small cap, where the valuation gone so rich, if you happen to be in the wrong company, probability is very high that you will pay heavy price. The market may go up, your portfolio will not go up because you end up having a wrong company in your portfolio, and that's the price that one has to pay. So and second thing, Rahul ji, I must tell you that मैं कोई भगवान नहीं हूँ. I have gone wrong in the past and I'll go wrong in the future also. What we come in front of you, we look at the data on the market, we look at the macro data, we look at the micro data, and based on that we try to understand what can happen to the market moving forward. And that's exactly what we are doing it actually. And we'll keep doing it. Sometimes we'll go right, sometimes we'll go wrong. But remember, market nature is to surprise you, both on the positive side and the negative side. Okay, and you are right, from since Feb 2002, if you go back to my prediction for 2024, our prediction was that mid and small cap should do better than large cap. But of course, we were expecting returns in single digit in mid and small cap. Second thing, we said that the Nifty and Sensex can give returns by the end of 2024 in -5 to +5 percentage point. And that's today we are near about 11%, did better than it. But I think where we have gone terribly wrong is a mid and small cap rally. I think it did better than what we were expecting it to happen. And purely because of liquidity has been so strong and momentum has been so strong, it really proved us wrong there. So with this, thanks a lot everyone asking a very beautiful question. I hope I live up to your expectation today, covering as many questions possible. Again, I don't think I'll be available next week. So maybe I'll again see you now in next year, 2025, in front of you. Tomorrow I'm in front of with our PMS customer with some new data insights. If you are a PMS customer, do come and join tomorrow at 7 p.m. Till then, good night, take care. Have a very safe year end.